Nebraska Republican Congressman Don Bacon here with us, a member of the Armed Services Committee. And sir, just to let our viewers know your military background, you served in the U.S. Air Force for nearly 30 years, retired as a brigadier general, specialized in electronic warfare, intelligence, and reconnaissance, served 16 assignments, including 4 deployments, 3 to the Middle East, and on during Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2007-2008. So, sir, with that background, what do you think about the way we withdrew from Afghanistan?
I think it's been a colossal disaster. It's going to embolden our adversaries, China, Russia, and Iran. So you already see things with Taiwan and the Baltics, where there's heightened fear of our weakness here. Also, I think it's alienated our allies. I mean, you hear what's going on in Great Britain in the Parliament. The person who will likely replace President Merkel from Germany, he said this is the biggest debacle in NATO's history. But I think the worst thing is we have 10,000 Americans still in Afghanistan. I heard from some last night they can't get through the Taliban checkpoints. And we're going to be gone by the 31st, which I think is a mistake. We have a potential here for lots of American hostages, lots of people stranded, and that's the immediate disaster. But this was a colossal disaster. It was avoidable. The president's policy was just a huge mistake. He overruled the military and the intelligence advisors in the White House and did what he thought was right. But it was a political objective, if you ask me.
What do you mean he overruled them?
Well, the DOD and the intelligence folks advised against a total withdrawal, saying that it would likely lead to a Taliban takeover. Now, no one expected it would be 2 weeks. It could have been 2 months. However, like I say, the military, his military advisors, and the intelligence community recommended against a total withdrawal, and he did it anyway.
Does former President Trump have some accountability here? He made the deal with the Taliban. How come that administration did not begin withdrawing Americans?
Well, I criticized, initially when he started the talks, I thought it would be all right. I think it's all right to have talks with your adversary and try to find a pathway towards peace. But as the talks went on in July of August and last year, I thought it was a mistake to not include the Afghan government. I thought that was treacherous, frankly. You can't negotiate with your adversaries and then not have the Afghan government there. But it became clear to me that we were looking for a rapid withdrawal. So I voted in the NDAA, or the defense bill, last July to prohibit or restrict President Trump's plan to withdraw troops out of Afghanistan unless there were certain criteria met. And that's why the president vetoed the defense bill, one of the reasons anyway, why he vetoed the defense bill last December, and that veto was overridden. That same restrictions applied to Joe Biden, but he decided to waive it for national security reasons and basically ignored the law there. So long story short, I was critical of President Trump, but in the end, Joe Biden, it was his decision to take this agreement on. It was his plan that was executed. He owns the disaster. I think President Trump deserves some criticism for it, but in the end, this was Joe Biden's plan, not Donald Trump's.
How would you have done it differently?
I thought we were in a good spot. We had 2,500 troops in Afghanistan. They were not in combat roles. They were providing intelligence. They were providing logistics. They were helping do maintenance on Afghan aircraft. But we had extensive combat air capabilities with the U.S. Air Force there. And that ability allowed the Afghan military, when they were in trouble with the Taliban, within minutes we could be overhead providing close air support for the Afghan forces. So we withdrew most of our Air Force capabilities last month. We also took away all the mechanics that work on the Afghan aircraft. Bottom line is the Afghan military lost its air support and it became much more vulnerable to the Taliban. They were used to having combat air power within minutes. And here's the second problem. The forward forces of the Afghan military ran out of bullets. The U.S. helped supply them in months past and years past. So this rapid withdrawal precipitated this collapse. We should have maintained a residual presence with our combat air capability, and we could have sustained this standstill, but it was a standstill where we had 70% of the Afghan territory under the Afghan government control. We lost that within months. Within a month, we lost it because of this rapid withdrawal.
What is your view of President Ghani, or former President Ghani of Afghanistan?
Well, I know less about. I've met him once when I was in Afghanistan. My take is that he withdrew with lots of money. That's what we're being told. So we'll have to investigate that. But it appears to me if he didn't depart Baghdad, he would have been a prisoner within 2 or 3 days, probably murdered. You know, one of the predecessors, the Taliban hung the previous leader, you know, off a tree or a light pole, one or the other. That was probably his destiny within a few days if he didn't leave. What worries me too, though, is the potential that he took a lot of money with him, and so we'll have to investigate that.